Hey guys, Todd Liles here, Service Excellence Training, and I'm coming to you from the back porch, and it is cold. I think that we could say this is the probably real first little cold snap in Texas, or at least in Austin, Texas. And it's frigid. I got my heat pump running. My high efficiency heat pump is going, and I'm so happy that's in there because it's saving me a ton of money over this propane. But that's not the point of today's conversation. The point of today's conversation is about credit checks. I know you're probably running them. If you are in the technician service game and maybe you're flipping leads, you probably got clients that every now and then, or often, I should probably say a lot, need to know, hey, if you check my credit because I want to consider your finance options, does it hurt my score? Has that happened? Has it come up? Well, let's talk about that. Let's unpack, does it actually hurt your score, and is it something that your client should be immensely concerned about? And I'm going to break it down for you, all right? I'm going to do my best to give you some answers and perhaps to give you some approaches to answering that question from the homeowner so that they feel comfortable and they feel assured. Okay, so first thing, let's talk about the different types of credit checks, okay? And in the industry, in the financing world, you're typically going to hear people talk about these credit checks as either hard or soft credit checks. So I'm going to repeat that again. You're going to hear people in the industry talk about these credit checks as either hard or soft credit checks. Now, a soft credit check does not cause any damage to your score at all. None. And if you're curious, what is a soft credit check? A soft credit check is essentially what you would do if you were to go online, fill out your Experian information, and it comes back with a credit score. You have a right to know that. It doesn't cause any damage. Other types of soft credit checks are when maybe when you're applying for a job and the employer wants to know what your credit score is. Yeah, that's a lot of people do that. That doesn't cause any damage. You can even do a credit score check from a lending officer. So for the sake of example, going to the idea of wanting to apply for financing, you can even have a lending officer, a bank, even your finance company that you use could potentially be doing what's referred to as a soft credit check to check the score to see if they will be approved, and it doesn't have to cause damage. Now, what's a hard credit check? It's very similar. It's very similar, which is where some of the confusion comes in. But a hard credit check is when a lender is not just checking for the loan, but they're also at the same exact time applying for the loan. And that's essentially it right there. They're not just checking to see if they would be approved, but simultaneously they are applying for it. Now you may be going, well, how do I know if my finance company that I'm using is doing a hard or a soft credit check? And the answer to that is you need to ask them. That's the short version of it. You need to ask them. It may be disclosed on your documents. It may be very clear. It might be wrapped up in language that isn't very clear. You just need to ask your lending company, hey, quick question. When I call in to get approval, are you doing an initial pre-approval soft check that will cause no damage to my client's credit? Are you doing a pre-approval hard check that could potentially knock some points off of their credit score? And that's how you're going to find out. You just need to be super clear and you need to ask. And don't be surprised if the first person you're getting on the phone isn't 100% sure. But if you ask enough questions, you're going to find out if the loans that you're offering are either pre-approval soft checks, then into application, or if they're hard checks. Now, let's address another part of it, right? Because clients are like, hey, I don't want to damage my credit score. And I don't blame them. Who wants to damage their credit score? But let's be super clear about something. Even if you're doing a hard check and you've got a great credit score, the damage that we're talking about is extraordinarily minimum, if in reality, not existent. So the real thing here is that it's probably not really an issue. And the client that's bringing up, hey, is this going to damage my credit score if I have it checked? There's probably an underlining message there to you, which is most likely one of two things. So now I'm going to jump in a little bit to what the real meaning of the message is. And if you know our philosophy through objections, we call it LEAP, a very fine approach which stands for listen to know what they're saying, empathize, because if you don't have empathy, you don't have the bridge that'll keep you in the game. All right? Then ask questions to discover the problem that you need to solve. So if I have a client that's super concerned about if this is going to potentially damage their credit score or not, I can assume one of two things. Either that they really, really want this and they're curious if they're going to get approved. Well, if that's the case, they really want this and they're curious if they're going to get approved, that's really good news for you. Because, and let me also say, in that they really want this, they're a little concerned that they're going to be approved. They might also be concerned that they won't be approved, right? Because they think there might be some hiccups. So here's the thing. You have a pretty easy transition into that. Mr. Smith, that's a great question. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, it sounds to me like this is something that you guys really want to do for you and your family. Is that correct? You're going to get confirmation as a positive. So here's the great news, Mrs. Smith. With our company, you got to know what kind of credit check you're doing, soft or hard. If it's soft, super easy, no problem. Just cover what I covered with you earlier. If it's a hard check, with the people that are approving our loans, they are going to do what is referred to as a hard inquiry, which means they're going to check your credit score and they're going to apply for a loan instantaneously. They're going to let you know what you're approved for. Now, this is what I want to stress to you, Mrs. Smith. These guys do an amazing job. Right? It's a great reputable credit union. You're going to be more than happy with their services. And a lot of times when you hear about this damage, it's really over-exaggerated. We're talking about very, very small little points off, and it'll have absolutely no impact on whether or not you're going to be approved or not. I want to stress that to you, Mrs. Smith. So if you like, we could check this real easy. And the great news is you're going to know in a matter of minutes, if not seconds, what you are approved for, and we could get this rolling. Would you like to do that? Now, that's going to be an easy overcome objection, because as any of you guys that have done this sales game long enough with me knows, when a client is basically concerned about if they will or they will not get approved, they're not concerned about doing business with you. They're probably going to say, let's run that credit check, right? Hey, how about the other side of it? How about when you listen and you ask those confirmation questions? Sounds like you're really interested in moving forward. Is that the case? And then what you find out is that it wasn't even about the credit score. No, it was about the objection. It was about the lack of value. It was something else that they've not told you, and they thought that smokescreen was going to get you off the trail, man. And it's not, because you're well trained by service excellence training. You're going to listen. You're going to empathize so that they will feel the need and the importance of answering questions honestly with you. And you're going to ask a series of questions that will highlight the real problem. And then you're going to find the solution to it. Yes, you are going to take the leap right over that objection. And that's what you got to do. Alrighty, so hey, this came up, by the way, in our CSR class that we just had. It was our biggest CSR class that we've had so far, and I'll tell you, it's really amazing and fascinating as we continue to grow. There were so many companies in there that were going, you guys do tech training? You guys do sales training? Man, that's good and that's awful at the same time. I'm super pleased to find out that there are people that are coming to us for the first time in our CSR program, and that's great. And then they're seeing what we're doing in there, and they're getting so excited they want to send their technicians. And at the same token, I'm just going, I can't. This is the joys of growing, perhaps, and adding new divisions. Something's going to catch someone's eye, and something else is not. And oh man, isn't that fun? Isn't it fun always trying to get your message out there, not oversaturate the market to the point of annoyance, but saturate it enough so everyone knows what's going on? Those are good times. All right, by the way, not on Monday, but most likely by Wednesday at the latest, The next rounds of programs will be open for January. We will have the CSR program again. We will have technicians. We will have sales. And I think it's the manager program. Shame on me for drawing a blank right now. But you're going to want to make sure that you get in there. It is going to absolutely just change your career, put you on the projection path that you want to go on, change your life of you and your family and your clients, because your clients are going to love this approach, because it is the proper approach. It is the right approach. It is not breaking the arms of your clients. It's actually navigating them to what they want, and at the center of it is truth, all right? So that's important. You'll see that open up very soon. If you want to get in ahead of the game, just call us 512-333-4133, and you don't have to wait until Wednesday when it officially opens on the website. You can jump in early. All right. Hey, now let's see. We've got some comments here. Jake saying what up to his homie Chris. What up, Jake? What up, Chris? Chris, are you driving back yet? Have you made it into San Antonio already? If so, man, come by. Let's get some coffee. I don't know where you're at on the road. All right, so that's cool. Love giving those shout-outs. Guys, if you ever want to have a topic on here of yours that you're interested in hearing, shoot me a message, drop it in the comments. And next Saturday from the porch, we may just pick up your topic. Hey, by the way, share this with your fellow technicians. Share this with your fellow sales professionals, your senior techs. Share this with all that believe in practicing service and sales from the ethical-based principles, and they're not ashamed of it. Don't share it with the trolls. They don't know what to do with it. Just share it with the people that can make use of it and realize that we're doing good work for all you, your company, your family, and definitely your clients. And in all things in life, you guys know what's up. Go turn learning into earning.